My name is Felicity Okolo. I am the author of It Is My Life and I'm in Charge, a book about my personal experience of domestic violence. I get asked a lot of questions about domestic violence, and I've decided to answer those questions using videos. This is video number 19, and the question is, how long will it take for me to recover from domestic violence and take charge of my life again? How long will it take to recover from domestic violence and take charge of my life again? This is probably one of the longest videos and a bit complicated, so I'll say pay attention and sit tight. And also, this is part of cause of domestic violence, which we looked at in video 12. In video 12, I mentioned that I'm going to speak about my personal experience, how long it took me to recover, and the cost it had in my life. But before then, how long it takes to recover from domestic violence varies from each woman depending on her level of awareness, the help she seeks and receives, her determination to overcome domestic violence, and her desire to want to be successful and take charge of her life. You see, from studies, it has been shown that it takes about double the time a woman spends in an abusive relationship to recover from the abuse. On average, a woman spends 7 years in an abusive relationship. This then means that it takes her about 14 years to completely recover and take charge of her life, given the 4 factors I mentioned above. Her quality of life is also affected, even after she has left the abuser, and that of her children as well, if she's got any children. Her income and financial security with those of her children are also affected. I'll use myself as an example to illustrate the long-term impact this has had on my life and why I do what I do to prevent other women from suffering. From 1990 to 1994, I spent 4.5 years with the abuser. That is 4.5 years of unhappiness and deception. Then from 1994, when I left him, to 2003, this is 9 years. I literally spent 9 years slaving to get my feet back on the ground while raising 3 children on my own, and the abuser disturbing our peace. As most women know who've had children with the abuser, that you leave him doesn't mean he stops interfering in your life or disturbing your peace. They'll still be around, especially when you have children with them. Then adding together these years from 1990 to 2003, that is 13.5 years loss of fun, happiness, peace, money, spiritual and emotional stability. My mental and physical health suffered as well. Now, at the age of 40, if out of the 26.5 years of life that I've had, I take away 19 years, which is the age which I got married, that then leaves me with 7.5 years of stability of life. 19 years, which is the age I got married, take away 16 years while I was in school, which was when I was a child, then leaves just 3 years of living that I've had before getting married. If I add 7.5 years of stability and 3 years of life before marriage, that gives me a total of 10.5 years of living, of life that I've had. So I have been alive for 40 years. I have truly lived for 10.5 years. Incredible, isn't it? As you can tell, I'm getting a bit emotional now, looking at the statistics or the calculations I've made, the impact of violence in my life. So, with this, how can one create financial wealth, sound health, and spiritual balance in such situation? You see, since most women live with their abuser for an average of 7 years, it literally means that they need 14 years to recover. That is 14 years lost, plus the 7 years actually, while they were there. That's 21 years. And during that period, one's financial, emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual life is crippled. Children present in those times suffer the same or even more. They probably have no savings. They have poor health. They have fear and worry about the unknown. They have an uncertain future. and they have confusion. You know, I think this goes to show that the life expectancy for women who experience domestic violence is much lower than those who did not experience domestic violence. I can testify to that. And also, this depends on the 4 factors I mentioned earlier, which are her level of awareness, the help the woman seeks and receives, the woman's determination to overcome domestic violence, and her desire to want to be successful and take charge of her life after the abuse. For me, I did not get help because of my level of awareness and limited help and education about domestic violence back then. I did this all on my own. And that's probably why it took so long for me to recover. And that is why I'm doing what I do now. The good news is that you or your loved ones going through domestic violence do not have to take so long to recover and take charge of your life. And that is why I'm doing this right now. Because help and trainings are available to help you. So get help. Get training. I can also help you. So you don't have to take so long to recover and take charge of your life again. This is the end of video number 19, answering the question, how long will it take to recover from domestic violence and take charge of my life again? I have made 20 videos answering your questions about domestic violence, and I'd love to give them to you for free. If you want those videos, all you have to do is visit my website, www.felicityokolo.com/videos, and I'll send them to you. I'll see you over there.